Okay, good morning. Good morning. There was a little clip there while I was trying to get that timer going, so you saw that. But welcome to the 5 Minute Man Mastery Mentoring Moment. We're going to continue the discussion about the DISC profile. Some of the things that you can learn from the DISC is going to help us become better influencers, help us to increase our relationships and our ability to connect and communicate with those that we encounter, either in our personal lives or professionally. And that's why it's very important that you understand the dynamics of personality, communication, and connecting styles. Okay, and so we're going to be covering some things in the next few episodes regarding around the DISC method. DISC, what is DISC? It's a personality or behavioral assessment tool that helps us, one, understand us, understand others, and how to connect the two. Okay, in essence, that's what it's all about. Understand me, understand you, and understand what makes us how can we connect in our communication styles and understand each other. So, yesterday I gave a broad overview of what the four personality styles were, the DISC. If you remember that, the last episode was DISC, episode 6. I talked about what the different dynamics are in those. So in essence, it's a lot deeper thing. In fact, actually, one of the courses I've been creating has the DISC actually broken down, and you actually get a chance to take the DISC assessment. I give the assessment, I give a debrief, and then we coach through some of that as well. That's part of that program. So if you're interested in that, look for that to be actually going active soon. But let's jump right in, because we want to try to keep this at 5 minutes, and I have not been that successful at it yet. But we are going to cover like the 4 types of DISC personalities, strengths and weaknesses of all 4, what motivates and inspires each of us, and each of those, how to identify yours and other styles, what are some of the blind spots, what are some of the dominant fears that each style possesses, and maybe most importantly, how to connect and communicate with all 4 of these types so that you can increase your influence with them. All right, and that's what we're going to talk about. So today what I'm going to do is since I covered all of them yesterday, we're going to start off with a D, the dominant style, for the next few moments here, next 2 minutes. The dominant style, the D. Okay, now I'm going to put up my phone here, so hopefully you can see a little bit of it. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of things you can really take a look at. Okay. So let me run these through. 1, you're outgoing and task focused. See that up there? Outgoing and task focused. Okay. Since I'm not screen sharing. As a D, you aspire for those with whom you work to have an immediate result, so they are aligned more closely with you. That's a D style. You want them to jump immediately so they're aligned in accordance to how your style is and what you want to get done. You tend to provide an opportunity for a small win so they feel content and look to you for further leadership. Okay, small wins along the way. Let's get this done. Let's get it done. That's a small win every single time rather than the big picture. Be sure to inspire and not intimidate, and you will move into your key strengths. Now, here's the thing about Ds. Many times Ds can come across very strong, and that can come across as what I call a boss, a bully on supervisory status. Sometimes the boss is not a boss. The leader is not a boss, rather. Sometimes the leader is just let's get it done. Let's go for it now. They're not a bully. They're just about action. They're action driven. Let's get it done. Let's get started. Let's go. Okay. Some of the strengths of a D is, confident and driven, results oriented, thriving on challenge, decisive, and an action taker. Okay. This might be you. If this is you, raise your hand, right? This is probably you. Now, some of your weaknesses are impatient and argumentative. You want it done now, and you think your way is the way. Overpowering. Sometimes that aggressiveness in the D is overpowering. Dislikes routine. You're not a routine kind of guy. You're a workaholic, and you have an ego that is elevated as well. Okay, these are some of the things, the strengths and the weaknesses. And I'm gonna have to change this to the 10-minute man 10-minute man mastery mentoring moment. Okay, because I want to go ahead and continue with the D. So hang with me. All right. So, next thing, In order for a D, a dominant, to stay focused, they need to be challenged and they need some level of control. A D needs to be challenged and some level of control. You see a person, when you see a person steps up into a position or into a role, or sometimes they don't say anything, but you can just tell by their countenance, tell by their persona that they are a dominant style. So many times people will lean towards that dominant style because they are the leader. Why? Because we all want to be led. We need to be led. Even leaders need to be led. A dominant in a connection with another dominant, one will be predominant over the other, and they will lean. So, but there are ways for them to work together as well. Understanding that there is what I call the A plus and the A minus dominant. Right? You got the A plus type, then you got the one that also is an A type, but they're A minus. They will work with the other one. Okay, motivation. So what motivates a dominant style? A dominant style is motivated by challenge and control. We talked about that a moment ago when we were saying what helps them to stay focused. They are motivated by challenges and control. Okay, they won't and when stalled, okay, jumpstart. Whenever you're stalled as a D, they jumpstart their activities by engaging in a competition. Okay, they jumpstart their activities by engaging in competition. Sometimes that competition with a D is just with themselves. Okay, I know as a driver, when I drive and travel, my D will come out because I'm like, I want to make this in X amount of time. Now, if they say that's a guy thing, okay, if I need to go from here to across town and I see it takes 15 minutes, I'm going to make it in 12. And I'm like watching every single minute to get there, right? Many personalities are like that. Now, so we all have elements of each of these four types. That's something for you to know and understand. But you are dominant in certain circumstances and situations. You're dominant in one, sometimes two together. Correcting your blind spots. Now, here's the thing. We all have blind spots. We have things that we're not aware of, and sometimes it takes somebody else pointing that out to us, right? Sometimes it takes a situation to get out of hand for us to realize, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't understand that. I didn't comprehend that. But here's a blind spot for D's, right? Put people before goals. Put people before the goal. See, dominants want to take they're focused. They're task focused. They're not people focused. But to really connect and communicate with the population that you're around, and predominantly the population is more S types than any of the other ones. They're people focused. So you need to learn how to be people focused more than just goal oriented. And then also listen to other people's ideas and their opinions. That matters. They have suggestions, they have ideas, they have thoughts, they have different perspectives. A D needs to know that for me to succeed, for my organization to succeed, for my leadership to succeed, I need to be open, honestly open, to listen to the ideas, the opinions, the suggestions of other people on your team. Okay. Some of the key strengths that can be leveraged with a D is motivating people to action and decisiveness. That's what a D does. You want Ds in your organizations. You want somebody who can motivate action and they're very decisive. Say, okay, this is what we do. This is the option we have. Let's jump. Let's move. If it is the wrong move, then we will course correct along the way. They don't wait to be perfect in order to get started. They get started, then they perfect it. Okay, that's what Ds do. If you fear you're losing control or being taken advantage of, you will attempt to dominate. See, that's the fear thing. That's one of the shadow sides of a dominant. If you feel like you're losing control, you feel like you're not being challenged, you feel like somebody else is stepping up. Sometimes when two Ds get together, boom, then that's what you fear. And so you will come across more aggressively, right? And that will turn into a moment where you're losing that influence. Matter of fact, the influence you're gaining is not the influence you want to gain. It's not good influence. It's a negative influence. So that's what you need to also be aware of, okay, is that what is my fear? It is being challenged, okay? Ds have a hard time, especially if a high D has a very hard time with being challenged. In other words, do as I say. Do as I say with no questions asked. And when the questions are asked, that's a challenge to the person. When you want more details, like a C wants more details, an S wants to know how's this going to affect them and their future. An I wants to know, is this worth my time? Is this worth my energies? Because an I is energetic. They're people focused and they're high, many times high energy. If they ask questions relating to their personality styles to a D, that's where a D feels challenged. Do it now. No questions asked. All right, guys, that's what I got for you for the D style. There's a lot to cover in this, and so I am going to make these 10, 11 minutes. I think I'm going to make these 10 instead of 5-minute man mastery mentoring moments, okay? And if I do them in 5, fantastic. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. If you got questions, definitely make sure you post some things in the comments. Leave me a message, shoot me a message, and be happy to serve you. If you're interested in the Maxwell DISC method, the Maxwell DISC personality indicator report, let me know. Shoot me a message, email me, and at j@manmasteryclub.com on here. All right, so do that. All right, we'll see you next time. God bless you. Bye-bye.